When people cast their vote, they are actually voting for a group of people called electors. The number of electors each state gets is equal to its total number of senators and representatives in Congress. A total of 538 electors form the Electoral College. Each elector casts one vote following the general election. The candidate who gets 270 votes or more wins. The newly elected president and vice president are then inaugurated on January 20th.
Most people have heard of the Electoral College during presidential election years. But what exactly is the Electoral College? Simply said, it is a group of people appointed by each state who formally elect the president and vice president of the United States. To understand how this process began and how it continues today, we can look at the Constitution of the United States. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2 of the Constitution. It specifies how many electors each state is entitled to have. Since 1964, there have been 538 electors. States even get electoral votes. Each state receives a particular number of electors based on population size. The census is conducted every 10 years, so every time the census happens, states might gain or lose a few electoral votes. Let's say you're a voter in California, a state with 55 electoral votes. If your candidate wins in California, they get all 55 of the state's electoral votes. If your candidate loses, they get none. This is why many presidential candidates want to win states like Texas, Florida, and New York. If you currently add up the electoral votes of those 3 states, you would have 96 electoral votes. Even if a candidate won North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and West Virginia, they would only gain 31 electoral votes total from those 8 states. Here's where it can get a little tricky. On a rare occasion, like in the year 2000, someone can win the popular vote but fail to gain 270 electoral votes. This means that the winner may have won and collected their electoral votes by small margins, winning just enough states with just enough electoral votes, but the losing candidate may have captured large voter margins in the remaining states. If this is the case, the very large margins secured by the losing candidate in the other states would add up to over 50% of the ballots cast nationally. Therefore, the losing candidate may have gained more than 50% of the ballots cast by voters, but failed to gain 270 of the electoral votes. Some critics of the Electoral College argue the system gives an unfair advantage to states with large numbers of electoral votes. Think of it this way. It is possible for a candidate to not get a single person's vote, not one vote, in 39 states or the District of Columbia, yet be elected president by winning the popular vote in just 11 of these 12 states: California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, New Jersey, North Carolina, Georgia, or Virginia. This is why both parties pay attention to these states. However, others argue that the Electoral College protects small states such as Rhode Island, Vermont, and New Hampshire, and even geographically large states with small populations, like Alaska, Wyoming, and the Dakotas. That's because a candidate can't completely ignore small states, because in a close election, every electoral vote counts. There are certain states that have a long history of voting for a particular party. These are known as safe states. For the past 4 election cycles, in 1996, 2000, 2004, and 2008, Democrats could count on states like Oregon, Maryland, Michigan, and Massachusetts, whereas the Republicans could count on states like Mississippi, Alabama, Kansas, and Idaho. States that are teetering between parties are called swing states. In the past 4 election cycles, Ohio and Florida have been swing states, twice providing electoral votes for a Democratic candidate and twice providing electoral votes for a Republican candidate. Think about it. Do you live in a safe state? If so, is it a Democratic or Republican safe state? Do you live in a swing state? Are your neighboring states swing or safe? Is the population in your state increasing or decreasing? And do not forget, when you're watching the electoral returns on election night every 4 years and the big map of the United States is on the screen, know that the magic number is 270 and start adding.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters. Today in this rant, and I want to do 2 segments today. These two segments, is going to talk about the process of voting. Then the other half of the segment, we want to go into detail about the actual presidential candidates that are actually running for president. The reason why I want to do this rant is that I believe that majority, especially in the minority community and stuff, we need to be aware of the whole voting process, and we need to be aware of the presidents that's running for office. Because so many times and stuff, right, in the minority community, we allow media, different forms of media, whether it's social media or, news or, television. We allow these things to dictate our train of thought, where we won't even go back and investigate and find out what's really going on. We just only go by word of mouth, wherever it's been said on TV or on social media, then we just go with it instead of investigating it. So it's my responsibility, as your brother, to give you this opportunity to make your choice and to do what is necessary for the sake of this land that we live in and everything. Now, just like I say, this that's a disclaimer and stuff, right? This rant, I'm not giving like personal point of views and stuff about who you should vote for and all this stuff there and stuff. I'm not convinced you whatsoever, because personally, that it's your choice and your decision on, who you would like to vote for and stuff like that. But I will, give my opinion about different things about the vote process and probably the presidents and stuff like that as well who's running. But we'll see as we go through this rant. So first of all, let me just give you an overview about the election process and stuff. And I'm just and my source that I'm reading from, I'm reading strictly from US Gov /voting. So here's an overview. It says here on US.gov, it says the election process begins with the primary elections and caucuses and moves to the nominated conventions, during which the political parties each select a nominee to unite behind. The nominee also announced a vice presidential running mate at this time. The candidate then campaigns across the country to explain their views and plans to voters to participate in debates with candidates from other parties. During the general election, Americans head to the polls to cast their votes for president, but the tally of those votes, which is the popular vote, does not determine the winner. Instead, presidential elections use the Electoral College. To win the election, a candidate must receive a majority of the electoral votes. In the event no candidate receives the majority, the House of Representatives choose the president and the Senate choose the vice president. Now I'm going to go into detail about all these fancy words that they got put out and stuff here, so we can all understand what they're saying and stuff. So first of all, let's go into detail about what they're talking about this primary and the caucuses and all that stuff there. All right, so then let me get there. All right. Before the general election, the candidates, they have to choose a president through a series of state primaries and caucuses. I'm pretty sure, like if you've been keeping up with the news, like Fox News and stuff like that, and you've been keeping up with social media and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you've been hearing these different terms, primary and caucuses and stuff like that. So let me define these terms. A primary is basically or run by the state and local governments and stuff. And the primary, this type of voting occurs through a secret ballot and stuff. So in other words, what they do, in order for them to get a primary together, they get a group of people together and stuff, right? A group of people together, or whatever type of party it is, whether it's Democrat, Republican, we got Libertarian, Green, Independent and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wherever these type of parties, they get together in the and a vote in a secret ballot. So within this process, it becomes a caucus. A caucus. A caucus is basically a private meeting by the one political parties that I just mentioned. As it stated on US.gov, it says, and most participants divide themselves into groups according to the candidates they support, with undecided voters forming into a group of their own. Each group then gives speeches supporting basically their reason why they should run for president. Then at that point, that's when different members of the caucuses they either side with this person or side with that person, and then they form what is known as a nominee or a party and stuff. So that's the process of the primaries and the caucuses. There are other reasons and stuff too, but it's really not that important right now for this debate. But everything that I mentioned, like I say, you can go on US.gov and research it for yourself. Now the important thing about this that I'm mentioning now is about the electoral college and stuff. Now, also, if you've been keeping up also with with debates and all the stuff there, with what they've been saying and stuff, they'll mention a certain term. The certain term they mention is electoral college. This term is very, very important for the presidential race and stuff, for the nomination of a president and stuff. Now, unlike other elections and stuff, the president and the vice president are not elected directly by the people. Let me say this again. Unlike other U.S. elections, the president and vice presidents are not elected directly by the people. So what does this talk about? Now, what this talking about is that you say for example, you have like certain issues that's going on in your state and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like in your state, you try to elect a new governor or a new mayor, or you're trying to vote on different issues and stuff pertaining to that state. And stuff like, say for instance, I live in the state of Texas and stuff, and say for instance, we in the state of Texas, they have a they have a poll open and stuff, primary poll open and stuff, where they're voting for the rights to bear arms and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So within that particular voting, the people is responsible for the votes in that sense, in that aspect and stuff. So you could go to the poll and your actual vote will tally, and your actual vote will matter for that particular issue and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a type of vote that's voting for the people. Now, for the presidential election, it is totally different. The people do not determine the president and stuff at all. And stuff. A matter of fact, they use a term in political science that's known as the oh man, well, what is it? It's right in the back of my head and stuff too. Popular vote. It's known as the popular vote and stuff. So like, say for example, there's a certain person that you want to vote for, and people really want to vote for that person and stuff, right? So they call it a popular vote, but the popular vote doesn't determine the winner of the president election. You know what I'm saying? What the popular vote determines is the amount of numbers that's going to be received in the electoral college, which I'm going to go in detail about this electoral college. But first of all, before I go in detail, let me explain to you about the reason why that the electoral college was put into place to begin with. The electoral college was put into in place to begin with was because back in the day, the founding fathers of this country, they was having a certain issue and stuff, right? Voting and stuff, right? Now, this certain issue was that certain people would, rally together and they'll vote for a person based on, because they like them and all this stuff there. Not because, they'll be good for the country, because, they like them or whatever. And so they'll vote for that person and stuff. So they was having an issue with that. So what happened was that they formed what is called electoral college. Now, electoral college, it's not actually a building, it's not a location, but it's kind of like a form of a group of people and stuff like that and stuff. It's like a group of people that they don't put together and stuff like that and stuff. Now, within the electoral college, they have these group of people known as electors and stuff. And now every state in the United States have electors and stuff. And in the total United States territory, stuff like that, there is a total of 538 electors total, and these are divided out into the whole entire United States and stuff, into all the states. They're divided out and stuff. Now, just like I said earlier, stuff like that. The electoral college or the electors, they the ones who determines who wins the election and stuff. So basically, let me put it to you this way and stuff. Like the video that I showed you earlier, stuff right, gave you an overview about the electoral college and stuff like that and stuff. So let me give you let me put it to you in simple terms about what the electoral college and electors do. Basically, what it is that the people, which is us, we go to the voter post, we cast a vote. That vote doesn't go to the person, even though it asks you to select a certain person for candidate and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Once you select that person, it don't goes towards voting for that person that you just selected. What it does, it goes towards the electoral college. In other words, within the electoral college, the elector is the one who determines the vote. Well, if they're going to vote for the person that you vote for, or they're going to vote oppose against the person that you vote for. In other words, they are basically the the people for the people. They basically like the old saying they the voice or the voiceless, pretty much in that sense. They are the voice of the voiceless and stuff. So that's what they do and stuff. So that's the whole point about the electors and stuff, what they do and stuff. So now just like I said earlier, stuff right in the electoral college, there are certain the electors is distributed through the United States and stuff like that and stuff. Now, if some of y'all be actually keeping up with what's going to happen tomorrow and stuff like that, there are certain states that the nominees for presidents and stuff, right, that they keep up with and stuff, and this is important and stuff. These certain states has the most electors in the United States and stuff. Now, y'all gonna be hearing different terms like, okay, we got to win. We got to win Texas. We got to win California. We got to win Florida. We got to win Pennsylvania. We got to win New York. We got to win Illinois. The reason why they say this is because the state of California, the state of Texas, the state of New York, the state of Pennsylvania, the state of Illinois, state of Florida, they have the most electors within the whole United States and stuff. As of now, far as I know, California has 55 electors, Texas has 38, Florida has 29, Pennsylvania has 20, New York has 29, Illinois has 20. So what they want to do, their strategy is that they want to win as much electors as possible. And just like I say, the electors is the voice or the voiceless. The electors don't have nothing to do with the votes, what the people does and stuff, right? The electors is the one who ultimately determines whether if they're going to want to vote for, whoever it is who's running for presidency and stuff like that. Say for example, within Texas, we have 38 electors in Texas. Say for example, everybody in Texas is voted for Hillary Clinton and stuff, right? And so everybody in Texas decided to vote for Hillary Clinton, but the electors decides to vote for Donald Trump and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of the popularity vote, regardless of Hillary Clinton winning the popularity vote in Texas, Donald Trump, he'll win the electoral vote for Texas because the electors is the ones who are voting for Donald Trump and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's how this system works and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so this how it is and stuff. And so also, in order for the nominee for president, in order for them to win, they have to get up. They have to get up to 270 electoral votes and stuff. A total of 270 electoral votes and stuff. So like say for example, once again in our example stuff, right? The popular vote is going towards Hillary Clinton stuff. Everybody's voting for Hillary Clinton. Everybody is voting for Hillary Clinton and stuff like that through the popular vote. And once again, just like I say, the popular vote is the people, it's us, the people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we voted for Hillary Clinton, but the electors within our state is voted for Donald Trump and stuff, and he gets up to about get all the way out to 270 votes. Regardless of the popular vote, Donald Trump is going to win the election because of the electoral votes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The popular votes only counts as a small percentage, where the electoral votes counts as a big percentage. That's why every candidate, they target the electoral state. Like when you see it tomorrow stuff like that, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about tomorrow, where they're gonna literally have it highlight like, and they're gonna keep reiterating talking about, okay, such person is winning electoral votes in California, such person winning electoral votes in Texas, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're gonna be looking more than anything. If you win, they're like say if they win the electoral votes in these main electoral votes in California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, Illinois. If they win them votes, then they're gonna win the election. So regardless of who you voted for and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole process of the electoral college and all the stuff there and stuff. So now with all that being said and stuff like that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, we have they're like say, you know, they're a lot of the candidates stuff like that. They have different movements going on right now where they saying that you know, your vote counts, that your vote matters and stuff like that and stuff. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, it does, but in another sense, it's left up to, just like I say, the electoral college to determine the vote for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's very possible. It's stuff on for the electoral faith with faith.